Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. I am joined on voice by old school friend, the GodRF. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's going on?
It has been a while since we had you on the channel, man. Probably like over a year. How's life, dude?
It's been pretty cool. It's been a huge change of pace going from a CR pro where your life revolves around CR to not playing CR at all. So it's been a big change, but I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about the deck that you used in the 20 win in a bit. You'll probably play a live match or coach me in a live match as well. We'll share the 20 win gameplay, but I wanted to start kind of touching on that stuff, right? I want to talk about the future of esports in Clash Royale. I want to talk about your personal experience, and then I guess let's kind of lead with, so you were a pro player playing probably, I don't know, 8+ hours a day, and then you went to playing not at all after you retired, and now you're hired by Supercell. Talk us through kind of what's going on right now and what brought you back to the game.
After I retired, it was after, or like when I stopped playing, it was after we lost to Pain. So it was like a brutal loss. Like, I'm done with this game. I don't want to play ever again. Like, this is it. Like, the whole year, like, nothing really happened. Like, I played CR like once every couple of weeks, like playing AC in friendly battles. Nothing, like, I never played any tournaments or anything really. And then the casters were talking with Supercell about the World Finals, and like they were concerned like if anyone was going to be available to like help out with the broadcast that actually knew how the game works, because they didn't want like,
that'd be good, right?
You run it in your deck, you ban it if you're not going to play it.
Things that made no sense. So they're like, AC, don't you live with RF? Like, he lives in LA, he's in that area, he can just drive down. Like, isn't that like the perfect fit? Everyone's like, yeah, sounds good. I know it's funny, AC was telling me some of the casters, like, they were like jokingly concerned that I would like ruin the broadcast on purpose because I hate CR, I hate Supercell, like I hate this game. I was like, no, I don't have any like terrible feelings for them. I just don't enjoy playing.
Yeah, I don't imagine that interview would have went so well if you were like, yeah, I hate the game so badly. So, I mean, obviously you came back to the game as well for the 20 win challenge at the same time. Yeah. Before we move into that and kind of what your experience has been like, you know, since your return, what has changed, right? So you're going to be picking out match. So Supercell basically hired you for the production of CRL Finals and just helping them kind of curate matches, try to pick out like what viewers actually want to watch essentially.
Yeah, so after every game, I don't want to leak too much. I don't want to get in trouble with Supercell, but whatever.
Sure, yeah, don't. Yeah.
So, like, basically, I'll be the person that selects which part of the game is, like, repeated for the replay.
Okay.
And I'll also have, like, a direct contact. Like, I'll be in the ears of all the casters, so if I ever need to tell them anything or if they want to tell me something, we can, like, set something up for the broadcast that they want to see, or if I tell them, like, this is what I want to see, and they'll be aware of what's happening.
That's awesome. Like, you're like a subject matter expert in the studio for everybody. That'd be really handy, because all the matches that I've cast in the years past, it's been a while, but having somebody like that, even for me as a caster or a host, would be incredibly valuable. So congratulations, man.
Thank you.
No problem. So you come back to the game. Be real, did you come back after you were hired, or did you come back before you were hired?
That's a good question. I think I came back after I was hired, but I think I would have probably played the 21 challenge either way just to see if I could have done it. Yeah. But I might have given up a lot earlier if I couldn't have done it.
How many tries did it take you, and what did you notice after that long of an absence from the game? About a year.
I probably did 5 fails before I got to 20-0. I was using like decks that I like knew, Golden Knight decks or like Graveyard, whatever, the Skeleton King decks that like I really didn't know what to do, and like I was just getting destroyed by these other meta decks. And then I was like, I'm sick of losing. I'm just going to switch to Graveyard, sub in Archer Queen, and then it was pretty smooth from there.
What do you think of the Archer Queen? What do you think of the champions? Did you play with them a little bit, like when they were released?
Yeah. So I played a little bit when they were released, but like this past 5 days, I played a lot more with them. So I think you'll be able to see in some of the replays that like some things that like I make a lot of mistakes in these games, but I still end up winning, I think. Yeah, I definitely wasn't like used to the champions, but I'm having a lot of fun with them.
Awesome. What do you think of champions overall being added to the game from a former pro, you know, now semi-working with Supercell? From that perspective, do you think, like, give me a good and a bad, and overall, do you think they're good or bad?
So when they were first released, they were very bad, I think. Like, Archer Queen is broken, and the other 2 heroes were kind of, like, unimpressive. And then they had the balance changes. Archer Queen got, like, she's in a good place right now, I'd say. The only problem I have right now is that the Golden Knight, like, his dash is very inconsistent. And, like, you never, like, usually you know he's going to do, but sometimes he does some crazy thing that, like, what's even happening right now?
Very true. I'm sure we've all been on the opposite side of that, you know?
So I think that's bad for the game, but I think overall it's just, like, 3 cool cards that have like those like the abilities that make them different. And I think it just makes the game more enjoyable.
Cool. What do you think about Skeleton King? Because we all thought initially that he would be the best poised to fit into your archetype. You are the Graveyard God, the OG Graveyard God. So did you try him first? Were you underwhelmed? What do you think about him specifically?
I didn't try him first, but I was interested in him because he like basically is like a moving graveyard kind of.
Yeah.
But he's just so counterable. I feel like spawning skeletons, not even like straight on the tower, which is like a huge difference. Like spawning it in like the bridge area versus the tower, it's like pretty close, but like it's insanely different because it's so easy to stop skeletons that aren't directly like spawning on your tower, and it's just like so easy to counter. His like HP isn't that impressive, and I just think it's kind of a weak card right now.
Yeah, if you were going to buff him, what would you do? Would you make his special ability cost 1, give him more HP, all of the above, something else?
I think I would make him himself do more damage, like a faster attack speed maybe. Right now, him as a troop is he's just so weak.
Yeah, I agree.
And also, I think the 1 elixir ability would be a good change also.
Yeah, so overall, it sounds like you were a big fan of like the update since you left the game. You know, like level 14, which is, in a weird way, it was a very unpopular update, as you probably know. But, or I shouldn't say unpopular update, it was unpopular the way they kind of announced it, the way it all went down. Yeah. But I think that the coolest thing about this update from my, vantage point is it's really revitalized challenges, because now everybody has every card and champions at tournament level standard, I
think they were, like, in that aspect, it was a good change, but still, like, it's just so annoying having to upgrade every single card again.
Yeah.
And, like, from my position where I'm like at the game, like I'm not gonna try to like grind GCs and get a max deck. Like I'm just like, it's fine. I'll just play these challenges and global tourneys, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, try to save some magic items and kind of one at a time, upgrade those cards and just chill. I'm kind of the same attitude. I've upgraded a few to level 14, but not a ton. So I'm just kind of, I made the mistake years ago, RF, of just unloading and dirty pay to winning and maxing out my account, and then I'm like, this is boring now for 3 years. So now I'm not gonna make that mistake again. I'm gonna go really slow and enjoy the ride. I have to ask before we get into your 20 win here is, what are your thoughts overall in competitive Clash Royale? Because I'm just gonna be real, I feel personally as a viewer, my interest has incredibly waned this year when they went away from the teams. And I didn't, I didn't harbor any Like, when they made the decision, I thought with an open mind it could go either way. But, my actions speak louder than my opinions because I haven't really tuned in much. I haven't been that interested. Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I'm not a fan of the 1v1 style. I was kind of similar to you. Like, I wasn't sure if I was like, oh, this could be good or this could be kind of worse. I actually messaged Rumham after like we were told the changes, and I was like, this is like a pretty cool idea. Like, there's definitely like a potential here. Be like a real league and like have really cool aspects. Just like it would be really cool to have individual and not having to worry about any team things. We were told that like prize pools were going to be much bigger and like people like players can be able to sustain themselves a lot easier off just prize pools. Oh, also like a big thing that I'm not a fan of the way they like handled the change is they like told us like, we're going to help you guys get content creator codes and like you guys should all become content creators. But, like, if you want this game, well, I guess it's not really like a serious esport, but you can't have a serious esport where you have to encourage the players to become content creators to like be able to like live off the game. I think like esport players, they, of course, if they want to create content, awesome, like you're going to be successful in it because you already have like a huge audience from competing. But I think by no means should esports players have to like create content, because a lot of people just hate creating content. Like, I didn't really enjoy it, but I was like fine not creating it. But
I have an opinion on that, but first share another replay so I have something to play for my audience, if you don't mind. They don't want to see my replays, RF. They don't want to see mine.
Somebody touch my...
I agree and disagree with you, right? So I agree with you that like no one should be forced to make content, certainly, right? Encouraged to make content, I think is great, because a lot of pro players are fantastic, or former pros, like B-Rad, obviously former pro, is, massive now. Morton's doing well for himself. There's a bunch of people, as you know. However, I hear you, like, it shouldn't be a prerequisite to be a pro player to have to make content. But I do think that from my vantage point, it was always a shame, and I'm not saying like you or any of your teammates, because there were outliers, but the majority of players didn't really promote the league very well, even on Twitter, like that was to me always a shame. So I don't know if content is the right word, or maybe it is the right word, but even in the form of tweets and just like buzz about the league,
Yeah, that's true. There were a lot of players that just like didn't care their like social media presence at all. Yeah. And I think that's probably damaging to the league, but still I kind of feel Yeah, it's tough because like
Yeah.
CRL is kind of like a smaller league compared to like League of Legends and all those things.
Of
So like
course,
they don't
yeah.
need players to like tweet about their things. But yeah, CR it's like a super young, and like the support from the pros would have definitely helped a lot.
Yeah, it was cool seeing. I'm not sure if you caught any of the Brawl Stars support, but it was pretty crazy. This last weekend in their World Finals, I was following along, catching as much as I could too, and they did a really good job. Like those players did a fantastic job of publicizing their own league. So I think that it can definitely be done. It remains to be seen, what happens from here. Do you have any, like, final question on esports? Do you have any opinions on what ought to happen next year? Do you think there'll be a vibrant esports, atmosphere or league or something like that next year? Or do you think CRL is, if you had to make the call, I know you don't know, do you think CRL is over as we know it next year?
You want me to say what I think will happen or what I want to happen?
Both. Give us a lightning round here.
Okay.
What do you think and what do you want?
I think will happen, I think it's going to be like almost identical like format as last year. And also like I have like no insider information. This is all just me thinking.
Yeah. Neither do I, by the way. Yeah.
I think this is all going to be like it's going to be this pretty similar. It's going to be individual, but they might change like the way the format works. Like maybe like it's not a Swiss tournament anymore or anything like that.
Okay.
And like maybe the Worlds qualifiers works different, but I still think it's going to be individual, and I still think it's going to be pretty similar like overall. And for what I would want, obviously like teams are the best, but that's just not realistic, I think. So I think a cool change would be like a 2v2 type thing. So, and also like 2v2 is not really realistic, but maybe like a 2v2 first set, like it's 2 players in each team. So it's like 2v2 first set, then like a King of the Hill second set, and then like a 1v1 for the third set. Like you pick whoever player wants to play. I think that'd be really interesting, and I think that would like encapture both the 1v1 and like it wouldn't be like full teams. It would be like a hybrid kind of, and I think a lot of people would enjoy that.
Yeah, I agree with you. There's definitely something to be said for that old format being so amazing. Like King of the Hill was so much fun to watch, man. I'm sure it was fun to play too, because you're actually, you feel like you're on a team, right? Like you gotta have your players' backs and, root along your players and pick them up when they're down. All right, let's press play on the 21 in 3, 2, 1, go. So as we get into this replay here, just kind of, I agree with you. So you want it to be more team-oriented, and you don't think it will be. I'm kind of bummed out if they do the same exact thing that they did this year, but we'll see.
The team aspect just it lets the viewers like connect more with the players, and like, you can see so much more emotion. Like there's so much like camaraderie, and it's not just so kind of like boring.
I totally agree with you. So here we are. Talk about this deck, man. I mean, this is your favorite graveyard deck, I'm assuming, because you won the 20-0, 20 win with it. So what do you think here, man?
So, I'm kind of just playing how I'm like kind of an autopilot, you could say, because I've played this deck thousands and thousands of games just with Ice Wizard instead of Archer Queen.
Yep.
The Archer Queen is like so much better than Ice Wizard. Her DPS is insane. She's like her offensive capabilities are so much better. So I think her switching into that deck makes it so much better. Oh, and I was looking at the stats of this deck at Royal IPI, and against like the 10 most popular decks in the 20-win challenge, this has a positive win rate against every single one of them. It's pretty insane.
So it's just really nice to counter the meta as well. What do you, so you played, like you said, thousands of matches with this deck. What is like some easy takeaways? Maybe it's card specific, or maybe it's just like remind us on the very basics for this deck, high level. What should you know when playing this deck?
First, especially now, especially in the 20-win challenge where one loss can really like screw up your entire thing, is you have to be aware of Mother Witches, because if you do an early graveyard, they have Mother Witch, GG, you lose already. And also, I've said this like so many times. I've said this in your videos before, I'm sure. Just like be more patient and just be like aware of what they have in cycle. And most of the time, doing a graveyard early is going to be a bad play. So you just have to be in that mindset. And it's usually best just to wait till double, where you're able to defend like most defenses. Okay,
so you're really going into, especially, or maybe not you, because you're already the pro, right? But like you're already great with the deck. But people picking up for the first time, their mindset should basically, they should force themselves almost not to be aggressive.
Yeah. So right here, I did like against 3M, they have no graveyard counters. Like there's no minions, no bats, so I don't have to commit a fireball or a NATO to offense. So that's what lets me be a lot more aggressive.
Okay.
And this is a really good matchup for me. I have the fireball now instead of poison. So he's never, like, if you ever 3Ms on defense while I go in, that's just like an easy fireball or easy NATO to opposite lane. So it's just it's a really solid matchup. Like if you 3M there, I saw him click on the card, you've just been screwed, and that's an easy fireball.
Yeah, I saw it too. You can like read their mind, through the cards. You're right. So this one you must have felt pretty good about here. What do you find the most challenging matchup for this deck?
Surprisingly, Lava was pretty easy. I played it probably the most out of any deck while in this challenge. The Mega Knight Light, or not Mega Knight, P.E.K.K.A. Lightning Ram Rider was pretty challenging. So I would say that's probably one of the most challenging matchups.
Cool, man. Before we let you go, do you want to do a live match? Either if you don't want to, I don't know where you are right now in ladder or whatever.
I could only do like a grand challenge first one because my ladder would be pretty bad.
Yeah, even worse than me, and that says something. So you get to coach me instead. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
So if I lose to my man Waffles from Bro Gaming YouTube, then, you know.
RG first play.
Yeah. So would you support this with like a knight as well?
Yeah, so did you have knight and cycle?
I did.
I would have probably done knight immediately, and then like a goblin cage on top. Like so the goblin cage is immediately on the RG.
Would you have done a high queen there or no?
Yeah, that's not bad. And pop the ability. Yep.
Cool. You can get so much value out of the queen. It's really insane. Would you do anything here or no?
I would probably graveyard here. You have a decent elixir advantage, and your queen ability might be back up in time. Yep. Cool.
So would you just pop this queen ability no matter what at this point?
Yeah, it's almost always going to get value.
Okay. Fantastic. And it's I think it's going to be. Oh my gosh! All right, well there we go. This is what happens when we don't push it all on ladder. It can make me even look good at graveyard RF. All right, so I think he's given up. So I guess that's going to be GG's. I guess it's kind of you know.
Want to do another one real quick?
Yeah, I think we should do another one. Be right back, guys. Here we go. So you didn't really like content creating, huh? Like you didn't. It wasn't your thing.
No, I think a big reason why I didn't like it was you're playing 8 hours a day practicing, and you have to practice in. Okay, there we go. You have to practice in private because if people know your decks, and that's like there's no need in even practicing. That's a huge aspect of pro play. You have to have all your decks secret, especially in teams format. I think now it's a lot less because duels are pretty different. But so you have to practice 8 hours in private, and then after practicing, like. You don't want to play 4 hours and stream after. You don't want to go record a 2-hour YouTube video. Like you just want to be done with CR and like enjoy other things.
That's totally get that.
I think that was a small part of it, and also, I don't know. I just never got into it. I enjoyed streaming. Like season end, that's like the one time I enjoyed streaming. But other than that, like playing grand challenges, it's like just so boring to me.
Hey, should I graveyard here? Sorry to.
Yeah.
I feel like he went so aggressive.
Yeah, he's pretty low right now, and he doesn't have goblins in cycle.
Cool.
Oh, knight walking back. Okay.
Would you NATO?
No, you can let this go. Probably gonna get tower already, also.
Probably, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense though. Look at this, man. Like apparently playing at 5,800 at the end of the season makes me look good. Apparently, you know?
And like Morton. I'll respect him because he's the biggest grinder I've ever met in CR, maybe besides like Bag or something. But both of them, just huge respect to them. I couldn't do what they do.
Right, because they basically play 24/7 because they play on stream and off stream and make content and are pros.
Yep.
Yeah. And they've both been doing it for so long, you know.
I used to practice with Morton a lot in 2020. 2020. And the one thing you can count on was he was never going to be the person that calls the practice to be done. Like he would keep playing indefinitely.
What a beast, man. I've asked this question before to other people, but I ask you too, because you kind of bring it up here. If you were going to start a pro team with one player in the world, it doesn't matter who it could be anybody, who would you choose?
And this is like, say it would be like the old CRL format?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a team format.
Part of me wants to pick someone like Morton who has like a lot of experience, but then part of me just wants to pick Muhammad Light because he's just so good right now.
Yeah, so Muhammad's so good, but like, I shouldn't even say but because this could be true of Muhammad. I just don't know it, you know? But I feel like Morton, at least in my impression of him, is that he makes the players on his team so much better because of that one dynamic that you said, you know, that like he'll never stop practicing. He'll always try to get the most out of everybody, you know, and I think that's so valuable for a team overall, you know. But
I think if I were to be on the team, I would just pick Muhammad because his raw talent, I think he is the most skilled Clash Royale player ever of all time.
Whoa, 100%. I love that, man. I love Mo. I didn't know that you felt that strongly about him, though. That's really high praise, dude.
I will stand by that statement.
Muhammad Light, the most skilled Clash Royale player of all time. You guys heard it here. Maybe not first, but you heard it here.
I'm not saying like It's like first rounded in Worlds. People are gonna be like, "Oh, he sucks." Like it's literally 3 games. Like you can't decide a person's skill in 3 games. It's so stupid.
Totally agree with you. RF, it's been great chatting, man. Congratulations again on your new role at Supercell, and we'll look forward to seeing you, who knows, maybe back a little bit in the scene here and there throughout the next few months and years.
CWA Cup 3?
Maybe. We can make it happen, man. So thank you so much, man. We'll have your Twitter. You guys can follow RF and obviously follow him during the World Finals as well. I'll have a link to the YouTube channel so you guys can watch as well. RF, any final thoughts, words, anything?
Thank you for having me on my channel. It's been nice to be, or on your channel, not my channel.
Hey, you can have the channel. True, sure. Go for it, man. We'll give it to you.
It's been a nice throwback. Haven't been in this position in a while, so it's nice to talk to you. Nice to be in the viewers' eyes again. So thank you.
Absolutely, man. It was a pleasure chatting with you. Thanks so much for coming on.
Yep, thank you.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Great to have RF back on the channel, huh, guys? Go ahead and follow him on Twitter again. It will be linked in the show notes below. Check out my player stats and profile. RF's too. Thanks to StatsRail.com and check out GFUEL. We get 10% off when you use my code ASH. You can see all those links and the deck link in the show notes in the description. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care, guys.